There's a button on your scientific calculator that is specifically designed to help you do calculations with numbers that are written in scientific notation. Now, how that button appears depends on what brand calculator you have and what year it was made. So take a look at your calculator and you should have a button that either says EE, two capital E's, or you may have a button that says EXP, or you may have a button that says times 10 to the X, or even times 10 to the N. We're going to use those buttons whenever we are calculating with numbers in scientific notation. Let's do some practice to see how we use that button. And it would be helpful for you to have your calculator in front of you and to enter it into your calculator as I'm entering it on the screen. All right, so we have 5.0 times 10 to the negative 8. First thing we do is we enter the coefficient by typing in 5.0. Now we come to the times 10 in our scientific notation. We are not typing times 10 into the calculator. We're going to use that special button. So you're either going to hit the EE button if that's what's on your calculator, or the EXP button, or the times 10 to the X or times 10 to the N. In every case, that button is telling the calculator times 10. So by pressing that button once, we've told the calculator times 10. Now we need to add the exponent. Well, this exponent has a negative number, so we need to find on our calculator the negative sign button, which is not the same as the subtraction button. We don't want to confuse those. So on your calculator, you might have a button that says X/minus, or it might have minus in parentheses. That's telling you that it's the negative sign. So we would press that, and then we add the number 8 in our exponent. Now, depending on your calculator, the brand and when it was made, you might see different things in your display right now. Your display might actually show 5.0 times 10 to the negative 8. Or it might be like the calculator that I have on the screen, and it says 5.01e negative 8. In which case, you need to know that the E means times 10, and when you write your answer on your paper, you can't write it as 5.01e, you need to write it as 5.01 times 10 to the negative 8. Or your calculator might show 5.0 with a space and then a negative 8, in which case you need to understand that that space also means times 10. Or if there was enough space in your screen, your calculator might have actually taken it out of scientific notation and displayed it in standard form. So you can see that since there's different ways the calculator can display your numbers, it's important that you try to use the same calculator in all your practice and have that same calculator available to you whenever you take a test or a quiz, so that you're very familiar with how that calculator displays the numbers. So let's clear our calculators and try a subtraction problem. We're going to start by entering the coefficient of the first number, 9.12. Then we come to a times 10. Now we tell the calculator times 10 by hitting one button, either the EE or the EXP button or the times 10 to the X button. And then we go directly to the exponent, which in this case is negative, so we need to use the negative sign button and then enter 1 for our exponent. Now we're going to subtract, so here we are going to use the subtraction button. Then we're going to enter the next coefficient, 4.7. We come to another times 10, which we enter by using one button, the EE or the EXP button. We do another negative sign, and we add the exponent of 2. Hit equals. Now, hopefully you see one of these possible answers being displayed on your calculator. It might have taken it out of scientific notation, and it might be showing as 0.865. Or it might be in scientific notation on your display, and it might read 8.65 times 10 to the negative 1. Or it might be like the calculator that I'm displaying that shows 8.65e negative 1, in which case you need to remember to substitute a times 10 for the e when you write it on your paper. Or it might be showing 8.65 space negative 1, in which case you need to remember to add a times 10 into that space when you write it on your paper. Now, if you didn't get one of these answers, I recommend that you pause the video and you try to enter this into your calculator again. Now, some common pitfalls would be students might use the subtraction button in place of the minus sign button and get the wrong answer. Another common mistake is to hit the EE button, but then also type in times 10, so you're really adding the times 10 twice. Let's clear our calculators and try a division problem. We're going to start by entering 5.0. Then we see a times 10, which we enter into the calculator using one button, either the EE or EXP button. Then we add the exponent of 8. We're going to hit divide. Now we're going to enter the denominator. 2.0. We come to another times 10, which we're going to enter using the EE or EXP button. And then we're going to enter a -2 exponent. Now hit equals. Now hopefully you see one of these possible answers. You might have a 25 followed by 9 zeros or 25 million, or you might see 2.5 times 10 to the 10, or it might be like the calculator I'm showing on the screen and it says 2.5 E10, in which case you need to remember to substitute a times 10 for the E when you write it on your paper. Or you might see 2.5 space 10, in which case, again, you need to remember to add a times 10 into your answer when you write it on your paper. Now, if you didn't get one of these answers, it's a good idea to pause the video and try to enter it into your calculator again. It takes practice to get good at this, but the more and more you practice, the easier and easier it's going to become. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.